Here's a top 10 list of small G.I. Joe vehicles that I'd like to see enter into the classified line. I'm picking vehicles that are small. You know, these are going to be mostly one-man operated vehicles. These are going to be things that are going to be space conservative for display purposes. These are going to be things that you can vehicle build, have multiples of. So here we go. Top 10 vehicles. All right. Number 10. The LCV Recon Sled. I had this thing as a kid. I loved it. This is going to be a real common one that I think everybody recognizes and knows. I don't know what it is exactly. It's like a motorcycle that you lay face down in and you strain your neck to get the right angle. It's got some strange wheels on the front, but who cares? You know, it was a classic. It's nostalgic. It's a good one. So we want the LCV Recon Sled. Number 9, the Seawolf version 2. This is a real sleek designed looking one-man sub. I really like it. The Cobras have one too that looks fantastic. And, you know, I think we need the watercraft in the mix. I know the Hasbro team mentioned at one point they don't have plans to bring in watercraft, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, that just means they're not working on it right now. It doesn't mean like it's guaranteed to never happen. There was a version 1, which was much different. So I like V2. I think that's a slick craft. Number 8, the Locust. This is a great little single-man piloted helicopter. Perfect for going up against the Fang. It looks cool, and I also don't think it's a real popular and well-known one, so you could put your, you know, Hasbro classified stamp on it, upgrade it, update it, make it your own thing, make it V2 or V3 or whatever you want, and yeah, it'd be a hit. Number 7, the Rock Slide. All right, this is a updated version of the Polar Battle Bear, which is also a great option. I think the Rock Slide just looks more interesting. It looks more futuristic, more modern. And I like the idea of just bringing more Arctic polar stuff into the line. We don't have much of that right now. I'm a big fan of just kind of filling out some of these environmental areas that we haven't really got to. We need more desert stuff. We need more polar stuff. We need water stuff. So yeah, just keep it all coming. Number 6, the Shark. Deep 6 came packed in with the Shark originally. I always thought it was a cool little vehicle. I had Deep 6. I never had the Shark. I always wanted it when I was a kid. I also think this other version called the Polar Shark sub is fantastic. This is kind of like what I was saying with the Battle Bear and the Rock Slide. It's just kind of an updated, modernized version of an older vehicle. So I think either version would be great. Number 5, the Desert Coyote. This is a real cool little ATV, go-kart, Jeep kind of desert travel vehicle. I just think it looks neat. It's desert. I just mentioned, let's do the environmental stuff. But I also think it would pair well with the Striker, which sounds like that's on the way here. So you get an Striker and you got a couple of these that ride alongside of it. And you got a little off-roading group there. Number 4, the Navy SEAL Night Landing Raft. This is for the Joe one. Cobra had the more well-known one, which was just called the Night Landing Raft. And I probably should have put it in my previous video, so I'm trying to make up for it here. But yeah, the Navy SEAL one, this was just kind of a special release, but it's close to the same thing. It's basically just a raft that you put a couple guys in there. It looks incredibly easy to make. It's just like a single mold with like a motor on the back. You put some oars in there and you know, you got something. Maybe run a little rope around it or something. I mean, it'd be probably the easiest one to make for sure out of all these. Number 3, the Skyhawk. Size-wise, it might be kind of pushing it for this list, but it is a one-man vehicle. This is another classic, well-known one. I've seen some 3D printed versions of it out there that look great. And with these vehicles, you know, the more vehicles that they start putting out, I think it is important, again, to really kind of fill out different, you know, we land, air, sea, you know, we're going to have fans that are into one thing and not into another. A lot of guys that collect G.I. Joe actually served in the military. So you're going to have your Navy guys that want the watercraft. You're going to have your Air Force guys that love the planes. And you got car guys and you got boat guys and you got guys that just love planes and helicopters and they love tanks, whatever it is. So I think it's important to get, you know, everybody a couple things that they want. You know, the fan base is wide and has a lot of different tastes. Number 2, the Devilfish, another boat, another highly recognizable, popular little vehicle. It'd probably also be pretty simple to make that, and people would love it. Number 1, the Swamp Masher. This is a G.I. Joe vehicle. I never knew that. I always thought it was more for the Dreadnoks. The purple and green, Zartan rode it, you know, in my house. I never knew it was a Joe vehicle at all. It doesn't look like a Joe vehicle to me, but it is. I like the color scheme, these crazy wheels, this weird swamp vehicle. It's badass. All right, that's it for this list. Appreciate the likes, appreciate the comments and everything. Subscribe, do whatever you need to, do whatever you want. Thanks again. G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe.